Good evening and welcome to another episode of Flowbins how-to videos. Tonight I'm going to speak to you about our DIY kit and obviously how to assemble the DIY kit, our suggestion on how to assemble it. The reason why we've done the DIY kit, just for good information, is obviously to reduce the cost when it comes to transportation. We do the gantry and we also do a misting tunnel. Obviously transporting the misting tunnel or the gantry does become cost intensive, and this is just a way to keep the cost down. Everything that you need, everything that is part of the misting tunnel or part of the gantry is included in here. The only thing that you need to do is obviously find a construction of sorts or use your existing construction to which you will then go and mount the misting sprayers. And then obviously that will then help you to carry forward with your misting application. So let's open this up again. Let's see what is in here. So we've got a blue pack, which is obviously where you are going to be storing your sanitizing liquid. That's all going to be inside of here. You will see that this blue pack comes already prepped with a hole. So there's no need for you to go and drill a hole. The tank adapter will go on there, and all of your liquid, your fluid will be housed inside of this. Right, let's get the show on the road and we'll take everything out that is inside of here. Alright, so what do we have here? Some boxes, some pipe, shorter pipe, and some more pipe. Right, so let's put this pipe back down one side. There we go. Alright, so we'll come back to that in a moment. So what do we have inside the box? Here we've got 4 meters worth of 50mm LDPE pipe. And that's just gone for time. We have got 5 meters of drag line, 20mm drag line that's there. We've got 2 offcuts or 2 pieces of pipe that you're going to use to assemble. Okay, then what is inside of these boxes? Thank you. Let's not drop that again. Okay, so the one box that we've got here, this is going to carry the heart of this entire operation, and this is what is known as, or commonly referred to as, a pressure pump. Okay, so let's have a look at this pressure pump very quickly. Obviously there's many names in the market, but I'm going to keep the terminology as simple as possible so that everybody can understand exactly what he's been talking about here. So this pressure pump is a 4-bar pump. It delivers between 1,000 and 1,400 liters per hour. So there's obviously a whole lot of other information that's on here which you can have a look at. It's a 0.375 kilowatt motor as well. That is about the most important stuff that you need to know about this. So we'll come back to that pump right now for a moment. Let's have a look at what's inside this box. Wow. So this could confuse the heck out of anybody. But this is what we are going to use to assemble this entire thing. Okay. So I'm not going to go through everything, I'm not going to name everything that is here, but I'm just going to show you how we would suggest that you assemble this DIY kit. Obviously there's going to be, depending on your application, the fittings could be used in a different manner, to whatever is going to suit your application. We just have some suggestions as to what is going to work best here. There are 2 things that is very, very important when assembling this. And obviously, one of the things that's very important is that you have the inline filter and that this is installed correctly. Very important that the inline filter is not fitted on the feed side of the pump, but rather on the pressure side of the pump. And the reason for that is because you want to ensure that the nozzles that you are going to be using are obviously clean of any contaminants or any dirt, or just a grain of sand, for example, could go and block this nozzle, and that's really not what you want to happen. So you put this in line, and obviously it ensures the lifespan and the safety of the nozzle. Okay, so we'll get back to that in a moment. We're going to speak about the pump very quickly, and this is the second thing that's very important, that when you are installing the pump, obviously you need to have a return on the pump just to release the pressure. This pump, as I said to you, delivers the flow rate on it is between 1,000 to 1,400 liters per hour. Your nozzles can only handle 5.5 liters per hour. You have 7 of these nozzles in total, which is part of the kit, which will give you approximately 38 liters per hour. So there's no ways that you can push 1,000 liters per hour through 7 nozzles that are only going to give you about 38 liters per hour. So what we need to do is we need to fill the pump, and we need to protect the pump and ensure that this pump is going to think it is continually delivering 1,000 liters per hour when in fact it's only delivering about 38 liters per hour. Obviously you can manage that, and that is why we have a couple of ball valves that are in place. So let's get to the assembly of this. Move that to the side. 2 ball valves. Let's start with them very quickly. One of the ball valves you'll see has been cut back, I'd say about 5 millimeters on each side, and that is the ball valve which is going to be used on the pump itself to ensure that the return is operating fully. The other ball valve is the one that's going to go onto the blow pump. Right, so let's start assembling it. And as I said to you, depending on your application, is obviously going to depend on the fitting that you can use and how you're going to use it. Again, this is just a suggestion from our side. So I'm going to start with building the return for the pump. You have 2 T-pieces. You have a 25mm and you have a 20mm T-piece. You'll see them as we go in. We want to feed as much liquid into the pump. So from the blow pack to the pump, we are going to run at 25mm, and going out of that, we're going to start running at 20mm. So your pressure is going to run out at 20mm. So let's have, we're going to use the one that is cut back, and we're just going to start assembling this over here. So you'll find that your 25mm is going to run in quite easy. Obviously inside the kit you've got PTFE tape. I'm not going to put PTFE tape on this one right now, but you are going to use that tape in order to obviously seal it off. This is, like I said, it's just a demonstration so that you know which route to follow. Before I carry on with this, very quickly, I'm going to talk about the tools that we need, and it's actually very simple. I'm using a cordless driver. It has got an 8mm socket on the end of it. Also going to use a hacksaw, and you can use set spanners, which is obviously going to work. Otherwise, just a shifting wrench will work as well. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside. Very simple. 3 tools that we need. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'll put my 1 T-piece in. The other, because remember now this is the 25mm T-piece, and we're going to use a 15mm T-piece, but I need to put a reducer on the other side because that is not going to fit in there. So let's find a reducer quickly. That one's not going to work, it's not going to go in there. There we go. That's the one that we want. So we've got the reducer that goes in there. Guys, and these all have a lot of names. Like I said, I'm going to keep it as simple as possible so we can all understand what's going on here. Reducer goes in, T-piece goes in, and there we go. So if I have a look at that, my valve is already set up. Okay, so this valve over here, I beg your pardon, because that's what it's going to look like there. So that valve over there is going to control the flow, which is then going to go, which is going to bypass. It's going to be a bypass valve, which is then going to control the flow. So this pump is thinking that it's producing 1,000 liters per hour. Okay, so let's start putting this together. Take off the protection caps that are on here. Right, so I'm just going to put them aside. If you want to use them for something at a later stage, you're more than welcome. I don't know what for, because I'm not going to use them. Right, so let's start building this up. So if I'm going through this, there's a couple of things I'm going to need here. So I've got a 25mm that's coming in at the bottom, and all of these are obviously going to tell you what size it is that you need. We stick that in the feed side of the pump. Now I'll take my barrel nipple, I'm going to put that on top. This is a reducing barrel nipple, which goes into the top. And I'm going to stick an elbow on there. Okay. So really what happens here, obviously PTFE tape goes on all of these. You'll notice that inside of your pack you have all of these clamps You know, you've got your hose clamps, which is really, there's 10 hose clamps right in there. You've got 2 wire clamps in there as well. Okay, so I've got my feed, which comes in, and I've got my outlets on that side. Right, these are the pipes that I'm going to use. Okay, so I've got my drag line, which is over here, and obviously I've got the, this is a 25mm pipe, which we're also going to use, and this is going to be the feeding pipe. These pipes you're obviously going to go and cut according to the specification. The idea that we want to keep here is there's no fitting that's going to go into the pump on this side. So I want to try and keep it as close as possible. So initially the pipe that's going to go in there, measure it, cut it, and try and keep it as close as possible. I just cut it. I've used my my hacksaw, and the miracle of having foresight, there my pipes are cut already. Beautiful. So the shortest pipe I'm going to go in there. Obviously keep in mind, I mean, this is just a tutorial that is there to assist you as far as possible, but if you do get stuck or anything is unclear, please, you're more than welcome to give us a call and to speak to any of the sales guys or to the techie guys, and we'll be more than willing to help you with that, with any questions that you might have. Alright, so that there is my bypass return. This is extremely important. Ensure that the bypass return is done correctly. Obviously, you're going to clamp these up with the hose clamps that you received. That is what you're going to be using the 8mm socket for. Obviously, that can take a screwdriver as well. I prefer using the 8mm socket. It just makes life a lot easier. Clamp these up, make sure it's done. This is where you're going to control the flow, is on your ball valve. Okay, so remember now, when your ball valve is closed, that means the pump is receiving water. This pump does not suck, which means the water that's going to come in here, or the sanitizing agent that's going to come through here, is going to go and lie in the pump, and the pump automatically, as it starts pushing out here, is going to push 4 bars plus, and obviously at a flow rate of 1,000 to 1,400 liters per hour. What this does, this ball valve, is it keeps on circulating the water, which doesn't go through your misting sprays. It circulates the water and then returns it here, so your pump is continuously not under pressure. Very important that your pump's not under pressure. And there's a whole lot of reasons about this, but nobody else who does supply these pumps has this in place, and we've done this specifically to ensure the protection of this pump. Alright, so let's carry on from there. I think you understand the importance of this bypass return. Great. So obviously from here, I mean, my pipes are, lengths are already cut, they're in place. Ball valve can be open or closed, doesn't really matter. Because this line, this feed line here, is what is going to come from your blowback. Right, so we have a couple of quick release couplings that are here, and the quick release couplings really are there so that when your blowback is standing at night, or at the end of day, you can obviously leave the blowback there, but you can take the variable part, which is the motor, you can release it, you can take it away. That is your choice. This is the important part. That is your choice. If you want to install it permanently, then obviously you can change these adapters that are there. We've supplied adapters so that you can have a quick release option on it as well. Alright, so let's go a little bit further with it. Right, so the number of quick release couplings over here. So that one's going to go into the blow pack. Where is my tank adapter? I wonder if I've dropped that. I'm sure I have. I did drop it. I'm back. Sorry about that. I thought I felt something fall down just now when I took everything out. So I've got the tank adapter. This tank adapter, you'll notice, comes with 2 rubber seals. You push it in from the inside and the blow pack, and you just tighten it down. So the 2 rubber seals just seal it from the side. Okay, so the tank adapter is there. Here's my ball valve. Guys, again, you don't need the ball valve. The ball valve is entirely up to you. We put the ball valve into the DIY kit so that you can stop the flow if you need to, if you want to disconnect this. If it is a permanent installation, then you don't need that ball valve in there. Alright, so I've got that tank adapter in. I want to put, there we go. So I need to put my quick release on the side. Okay, so that's going to go in on the side there, which means that I've got the male there and I need to put the female in on the other side. There we go. Alright, so that's going to go in like that. This portion is going to go into the hole that I showed you earlier on, which is in the blower. Bring this a bit closer. There we go, which is on the side here. And this really is your setup. This is the important part. This is what we suggested to you, how you obviously put it together. Okay, so from here, which is your return side or your pressure side, if I may call it that. This is where your filter is obviously going to go on, because this is the side that is now going to start feeding your nozzles. And the nozzles are the ones that's going to go into your construction that you now need to put wherever it is that you want to start sanitizing. Okay, so again, we've put quick release couplings in here. You don't need to put you can change that in completely if you want to, but I'm going to connect it up with a couple of quick release couplings quickly. Okay, so that's going to go there, and okay, I know it might, not sure if you can really see what it is that I'm doing here, but I put a quick release coupling on, actually, that's my bad. It should be on the other side. Because the flow rate or the flow direction of this filter is that way. Okay, so that's going to go in there, like that, and I'll put my quick release coupling on the side. So that means I'm pretty much set up, and my filter is going to go into the quick release coupling over there. Obviously, if you'd like to put an elbow on here, you're more than welcome to. Again, it depends entirely on your application. Everything that we build is custom built. The majority of stuff, that we build is custom built. So you can customize this to however your application requires. So your filter will go in there. That's going to feed from here. An elbow can go in there. And what's going to go on this side is very simply this drag line, which I've got here. Put the drag line in there, obviously with the clamps on the side, and this drag line is what is going to feed the LDPE pipe, which I'm going to show you now. Okay, so we've got the setup, that's done. Let's move it towards the side. That's going to go in there, it's going to go in there, low plug over here, and remember, the drag line then goes into the filter. And I see my LDPE pipe just doesn't want to stay on the table, it's moving again. Okay, so that goes into your filter. Good, let's see if I can grab this before it falls down further. Right, so now I need to connect my LDPE pipe, and I'm going to connect it up to my drag line. So the drag line is going to be connected to this side of the filter. The other side of it, again, you can either put an adapter in there, or you can put one of the quick release couplings on there. That is entirely up to you. It depends on what you require. I have a couple of fittings here. These fittings are all part of the kit. As you can see, there's a reducer bush which I'm going to put in there with an elbow. Elbow goes into the LDPE pipe. The reducer bush goes onto the quick coupler, like that. And the other quick coupler is going to go into my drag line, and that is then going to connect like such. Which now means my entire system is connected. Okay, but I still don't have the nozzles in place. So how do I put the nozzles in? This is important. 3.5 millimeter drill point. Okay, you're going to drill into the LDPE pipe, and you're going to drill wherever it is that you want this nozzle to go in. So you drill the hole into the pipe and you simply take the nozzle and you push it into the pipe. It will automatically clip in, and once it is clipped in, then you know that that nozzle is in place. Should there be any debris for whatever reason that gets into the nozzle, it's very easy to clean the nozzle. You turn it, open it up, pull it apart, and then whatever is in there will then come out. Or you can just wash it out. So, like I said, 7 nozzles all in place. The very last thing that we need to put into this system, because if we don't put it in the system, then your fluid is just going to run out completely on the other side. This is also part of the kit. Right, let's just get the other side of the LDPE pipe here. Is a 15mm insert stopper. And that is what you are going to use the wire clamps for on the 15mm to close that down. And that very simply is how you put the DIY kit together. Again, if you have any questions, if you're uncertain about anything, or if you need a little bit more information about any of our other products, please do not hesitate to contact us. Our contact details are on the website under the Contact Us tab. Thank you and have a good evening.